Hello everyone and welcome back to Midweek Mentoring, the latest series on my channel. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, do go have a look back or look after. We provide loads of amazing information that you can't learn anywhere else. This series is all about offering insight, knowledge and help to aspiring or current entrepreneurs to assist them on starting, maintaining and completing their journey. Most of what I talk about has been things I've picked up myself, coupled with knowledge, facts and data that I've also collected on the way. I truly have a passion for helping people because I know I was once in their shoes, and at the time I could have also done with the help, and there's no better feeling than acknowledging that you've helped someone better their life. I'm no guru or claim to be someone I'm not. All my opinions are my own and should be taken into account wisely, but I will try to help you nevertheless. Anyways, enough waffling, let's go on with today's video. Obviously the title is completely sarcastic, nobody actually wants to fail, but by highlighting the things we don't want, we can reverse engineer this and get the things we do actually want by looking at the opposite, and in turn, we hope this will get us success. This video is going to highlight the exact things that are preventing you from winning and how to change them. The first thing that is preventing you is actually your limiting beliefs. I mean, do you really believe that you can actually get what you want? Do you manifest it? We spoke in a previous video about a book that changed my life called The Secret. Do you really envision yourself having this life and achieving it the way you're currently working? I mean, if you don't, then why would you get what you want? If you don't believe it really strong enough, then why would you get what you want? It's not as simple as saying, I want this and I'll coast my way along and then I'll get it. No, you have to really, really believe. Another thing that limits our beliefs is fears. Maybe we're scared, we don't know what to do, there's no previous end product to prove to ourselves that we can do it. We don't have any money to start things or invest it correctly. You think other people are a lot better than you, or you're just not smart enough, you didn't do well in school, so therefore why would you be good at a business? If you don't try things, no matter who you are, you simply cannot learn from your mistakes. No one who's ever tried over and over and over again without quitting has ever failed. Literally no one. I think a lot of the time it's a cop-out, it's an excuse to take away from the actual subject that they're just a bit too lazy, they don't have the right mindset, and those shouldn't be limiting beliefs. In fact, they should be things pushing you, because you should want to prove to yourself that you can actually do it, and that's more of a selling point to yourself as to why you should keep going and never stop. One thing that I see is a lot of people get to the hard step. They may even go so far, but then when the hard bit comes along, when you need to do the sales calls, when you need to interact with people, when you actually need to put in the hours, that bit gets a little too hard and it puts them out of their comfort zone, and that's really what makes or breaks people. The people who can overcome that step can succeed. The next thing on our list is how high you set the ceiling. What do I mean by this? Well, everyone has targets, and for a lot of people it's actually financial targets, but if you fixate on a number, that can actually limit what you can get. I mean, say you're content with 20k a year or 20k a month. That's how high you've set your ceiling, and your mindset and everything that comes along with it will prevent you from actually breaching that, because you're content, you don't need any more, right? But what if that number was 300 million, way above? Then your whole mindset, belief system, habits, everything you do in business would be completely different. You'd plan further ahead and you'd actually get to that point. Because if you set the roof too low, you'll never go past it. And another thing is, a lot of people have this idea in their head. I'm gonna call it the notorious 10K, because everybody's obsessed with this idea that 10K a month is gonna change their life. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money and it is life-changing. But if you keep thinking about this one specific number, then when you get there, you'll just be like, wow, I've done it. And then you may start to relax. This may have a knock-on effect in your business and things may start to slow down. So don't set your ceiling at that level. Aim higher and you can achieve higher. You set it low, you stay low forever. Number 3 on the list is actually your work volume. How much are you actually working? What are you actually doing? Is it productive or not? Be honest with yourself. How you set up your week is so important. If you haven't seen my last midweek mentoring, go check it out, because we tell you exactly how to make the most out of your week. But what you actually get done in a week is what is going to determine your month, which will determine your year, which will determine your life, and so on and so forth. If you make the most out of your week, and I mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, because you don't stop at the weekends, then you will succeed. If you're skipping out weekends or you're stopping work at 4 in the afternoon, why would you ever succeed? You're just letting yourself fall behind. There's other people working 18-hour days, right or wrong, but they're still going to be ahead of you. Working 5 hours a day because it suits you is only going to make your journey last so much longer. And what you do decide you have to do, you have to be fully into it. Don't do it half-heartedly. Make sure you're locked in, you know what you're doing, you've got a plan, and you're motivated to do it. Don't slug along. And I guess that's another thing, you're not prioritizing your work correctly. It's easy to do the easier work, of course, but you should actually be doing it in the correct order. And like I said, go back to our last video to see how you can manage that efficiently. But doing stuff in the right order means you'll be on the right track. And I guess on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have number 4, which is burning yourself out. It's quite sad really, because a lot of this so-called hustle culture is work 18-hour days, Elon Musk did this, Mark Zuckerberg did that, I barely sleep, I slept in the office type of thing. And as motivational as it is to get you going, yes, in some cases it may work, but is it healthy? Probably not. Is it efficient for your work? Again, probably not. Should you do it? Probably not. You can get a lot of work done in a day, again, if you're efficient and you maximize your productivity, if you plan correctly, if you don't procrastinate, and you actually don't just have breaks all day long. You can work from 9 till 7 in the evening, and that's a lot of hours in the day and a lot of work done. You don't need to work yourself to death, and it's a shame really, because I think a lot of people do see that kind of hustle culture motivation and end up ruining themselves and working themselves to death, and it's not healthy for your mental health, it's not productive for your work, and you can actually just get ill from it. It can just have a knock-on effect in your life, and then you're actually going to be missing out on work. So in turn, it's actually less efficient to work more. You end up burning out. And to conclude, I guess this really isn't a point, but just love what you do. Even if you don't really like what you're doing, actually just try and love it. I always got told growing up, do something you hate like you love it. Put a smile on your face, and in the end, you might actually end up loving it. You're gonna work way harder, you're gonna be more efficient, and if you're constantly dragging your feet in the ground, working on something you don't really like doing, even if you're faking it, you're not going to get anywhere and you're going to be miserable. And then what's more important, your happiness or actually getting work done? Yes, it can be hard to do it through gritted teeth, but in the end it might work out for you. But make sure the balance is right. If you really can't do it and it's affecting you more than it should, then maybe kick the bucket on that venture. But just love what you're doing. I mean, you should love what you're doing. It's the dreams you're working towards, the life you wanted, the freedom, feeling, everything about it. You should love what you're doing. Remember the end goal which you first set yourself to do, and that should be what's driving you. It's easy to get in a routine where you become disciplined, and then because you're doing the same thing over and over again, you've got your set tasks. Yeah, you can fall out of love for it from time to time, but always remember why you're doing it. Thank you all for tuning into this week's midweek mentoring. As you know, new video every week. Please leave a comment if you are guilty of any of these, and I can personally give you a hand in the Discord, which is linked in the description. Do please subscribe and share, as we're aiming for 500 subscribers by the end of the year. We're almost at that 100 mark, so close, just a few more. So if you aren't subscribed, please check and just click that button for me, especially if this video helped you today. Go back and look at our other midweek mentoring and vlogs if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys again in the next episode. Bye.